Yes, indeed, it is time once again for another edition of the Chicago Bears postgame show right here on the Kanika Sports Channel. And today we are talking about another victory here against the Minnesota Vikings on this 2025 season. We are going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly from this W in Minnesota, indeed, and some other fun stuff along the way, perhaps, as well. I am your host, Kenny, and if this is your first time here, please do us a favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for our mascot, Freckles, a.k.a. Frexy.
Thank you.
Yes, check out that pooch. You cannot resist that face.
Biggest fan.
Don't lie to me. All right. Yes, indeed. Nika, we are celebrating another Chicago Bears victory.
Yay.
And it's a special victory because the Bears are now in first place, everybody. After 11 weeks of an NFL season.
And almost 11 years.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, 2018. They won the division in 2018, and it has been quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we are here. We are living it now. It has not been pretty at times, and this is another example of that this week. Okay. We're going to get to that in our ugly segment at the end, of course. But since we got to talk about it all, we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and even a little bit extra here at the beginning, because I just wanted to point out these Ben Johnson locker room speeches, the good, better, best, they've become kind of a thing.
That's good.
It is. It's cool. Cultural. It's very cool. And I just want to say, if I'm a player on the Bears, this is kind of like incentive, right? Every week, a little extra added incentive to like, I want the next Ben Johnson speech. Do you think they whisper and talk about this as players? Like, man,
I don't know.
We got to win this game so we can see what coach says afterwards. You know,
whatever is being said, they all bite into it.
I want to see the next one too.
Sure.
So I hope that they have that same attitude, mentality about it, because it's really fun for us as fans to get it. And I think the NFL's taking notice. You know, obviously the Bears social media team, like, here's what you want. Like they know we want it, and it means another victory. Really cool story about that, by the way. Side note, Billy Williams, Chicago Cubs Hall of Famer, gave an induction speech in 1987, and he actually is the one that revealed, I guess, he's not the one that coined the phrase. He revealed that his former elementary school teacher is the one that coined this whole speech about good, better, best, never let it rest till your good gets better and your better gets best. And so it's in Billy Williams' Hall of Fame induction speech. Go check that out.
Oh, we don't have it?
We don't have it here now, but it's pretty cool. We have an image of it, but we don't have it. We're not going to play it. Don't want the Baseball Hall of Fame coming after us, Nika. They'll arrest us. They'll arrest our channel. Can't have it happen.
No.
Anyways, good stuff here. It's just another way that Ben Johnson is sort of leaving his legacy on the Chicago Bears and incorporating more Chicago sports legacy stuff. You know, we've talked about how he has brought back some of the old black and blue division Bears, you know, the monsters of the Midway on defense, ball hawking that Lovie Smith and Buddy Ryan brought to this team over the years, and the trick plays on offense. And now it's even extending off the field into his speech to the team. You know, it's become a thing. It's really cool to see.
It is cool, and you can see on the field. The guys are having fun when they are playing ball.
Yeah, and they never give up, do they? Another last-minute comeback here. Before we get into all the game stuff really fast, got to do this. Happy birthday, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Number 18 on the 18th. Happy birthday, Caleb Williams. Do you think that's why he chose number 18? Is because his birthday is November 18th?
Maybe.
Well, I'm glad we were a day late and a dollar short for this postgame show, everybody, because we get to do it on Caleb's birthday.
Yay. Congratulations and
happy birthday, Caleb Williams. Long may you reign as Chicago Bears quarterback, everybody. I think we'll all be a lot happier for that. Also, we got to wish Joe Tooney, our offensive lineman captain, a happy birthday as well. Stay forever young, sir, please. That's my words of wisdom to you today, Joe Tooney. Thank you so much for joining the Bears in the offseason. We're really happy to have you here. Our run game is coming together. Nika, let's talk about the good against the Minnesota Vikings. Bears win, first place. We won. Special teams here gets the W. You know, look at this. We fall behind in this game. we fall behind in this game with 50 seconds left. I'm looking at the scoring summary right now, and there it is. Touchdown, Vikings. J.J. McCarthy passes short left, complete by Jay Addison for 15 yards, touchdown. Ugh, heartbreaking, right? We're watching this whole game. I'm seeing this kind of happen just like the first time we played the Vikings on Monday Night Football, watching it happen. And yet, what happens after this? The unthinkable happens. It's the kickoff return that made this possible, everybody. Devin Duvernay made this win possible with a 56-yard kickoff return. It's good to see the special teams kind of come through and get the win here, because while Caleb gets yet another game-winning drive technically in this game, because I want to point this out. This is the last drive. This is the field goal, 4 plays for 9 yards and 50 seconds of possession, because the Bears kicked this field goal as time expired, everybody. You can see the kickoff goes 61 yards, and there is the return to the Minnesota 40. When you do the math, 56-yard return. And then we get 3 straight running plays, everybody. All handoffs to DeAndre Swift all the time. He goes for 4 yards, -2, and then 7 to set us up for this game winner. Pretty funny that Caleb Williams now gets credit for a game-winning drive, even though he didn't throw the ball once. He didn't run the ball himself once. But it still counts technically.
Sure.
So
it's a setup.
It's his 5th game-winning drive this year, and that is the most ever by a Bears quarterback in franchise history. That's pretty damn cool. So,
oh wow, that's
congratulations, technically.
That is a good accomplishment. It's a milestone.
Absolutely, and I also want to point out it was really good to see Cairo Santos, our kicker, redeem himself after missing a makeable field goal earlier in this game that would have put the Bears up by a more comfortable margin at the time, and you just we'll talk about it. We'll get there. We got to get through the good, all right?
Yeah,
we got to get through the good.
Keep going with the good.
Anyways, Cairo gets the King Cairo designation after this game. He gets the player of the game by the Chicago Bears social media team. I don't know if I agree. I might give it to Duvernay. That return was something electrifying that,
But you still
ignited everybody. Oh, we're going to do it. It's possible. Yes.
Oh, sure. But somebody had to kick it first.
I would be remiss if I didn't talk about our defense really fast. Our defense continues to win the turnover game, everybody. If you look at the team stats in this game, interceptions thrown, Vikings 2, Bears 0. That's big, to continuously week in and week out win the turnover battle, especially on the road. The Bears defense, they're not pretty all the time, but they do have some playmakers.
Okay.
They do have some ball hawks, and we're not even all the way, and I don't think we're going to be all the way healthy this year necessarily, but we do have help coming back on the way. Jalen Johnson, he didn't suit up on Sunday, but he was activated before this game from injured reserve.
Okay.
And he was listed as out, but he is going to be probably back before this season is over. And considering that we have 2 games against the Packers, 1 game against the Lions, and a whole other crapload of tough games on the schedule, that's probably a good thing.
He might be potentially playing next week.
Yes. I mean, hopefully it will be a big boost to just our pass defense and just give us even more ways to start holding teams at bay.
Sure.
We are just finding ways to win, though, Nika. And that's something interesting, that's kind of developed as a story about this team, is that they find ways to win. I thought they were going to find a way to lose this game because at the end of the third quarter, it was 16-3 Bears. And yet we found ourselves in a 17-16 deficit with 50 seconds left in this game. And that's what I want to talk about next, is the bad. This is a game where I wish we could have gotten to see the offense put the Vikings away a little bit earlier on the road and make this sort of not a laugher, but just a no-doubter, and not give them that life. I want to be fair all around here, too. Caleb Williams did not have a great game, but I also want to say that I don't think Ben Johnson had a great game of play calling, to be honest.
Okay, so it was a little bumpy road.
It was bumpy, for sure. If you look at the game stats here, it was a bumpy game. The Caleb was only 16 of 32 for 193 yards. He did not reach 200 yards in this game. And there was some drops again. There was some overthrows again, just some wild throws, to be honest. But there was also a good Vikings defense on the other side of the ball. And you cannot discount them. More on that in a second. The offense as a whole, I want to say, I don't think had a very great game here. But at the end of the day, they still got the job done, and I guess that's what's most important. Now, we did kind of run the ball successfully here, especially DeAndre Swift. He had 21 carries for 90 yards. That's a 4.3 average. That's doable. Caleb ran 4 times in this game for 26 yards. That's a 6.5 yard average, so not a lot of carries, but he did use his legs effectively when he used them. Kyle Monungai kind of got shut down in this game, only 1.9 yards a carry on 12 attempts. However, he did get another touchdown. And he is still turning eyeballs, I think, in this NFL draft class, being a 7th round pick and actually performing and putting up numbers for your first place Chicago Bears, everybody. So that could turn out to be one of the steals of this draft. It's too early to say that for sure, but it's a nice thought.
How did Rome Odunze do?
Well, I want to point out one more thing about Kyle Monungai really quick. Ashton Genty he started off pretty hot for the Raiders, but he's kind of dropped off a bit. And, Kyle Monungai, despite playing like half as many carries, is closing in on him on yardage, And considering that one was the 6th overall pick in the entire draft and one fell all the way to the 7th round to us, I mean, you got to feel a lot better about the fact that we wanted to maybe trade up and get that guy.
I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, the draft picks are just an estimation of things.
Well, how would Ashton Genty look behind our new and improved offensive line, too, compared to what he's got in Las Vegas right now? You never know.
You don't know, yeah.
So there's lots of questions out there, and you're never going to know. But it's just nice to see. And it's good that the Bears were patient. Because I like Kyle Monungai. He seems like a winner to me. Okay, Nika. Well,
how did Rome do?
Rome did okay. He got 2 catches in this game, 41 yards.
Okay.
So I guess Daddy can't be too mad.
That's what I was asking about more.
He did have 5 targets, I believe. I don't think he had a blatant drop this week. DJ Moore did have a blatant drop this week. But, more just tight defense by the Vikings. I saw Caleb throwing more balls away this week, I think, than in the past. And that's signs of maturity, too. Whether we want to like the numbers at the end of the day or not, we don't want him forcing the ball into coverages that are going to put us in bad position on defense. So the Vikings defense, as I said earlier, is tough. And we even said before this game, we showed a graphic that said they give up 317 yards a game, which is like less than what we've been averaging a game. We've been putting up more than 350 on average this year. We did get 380 yards about in this game, 379.7 exactly. And some of that, you'll notice, is due to our time of possession, because the Bears dominated this game in time of possession, everybody. If you look at it, it was 37 to 23 minutes in this game. The Bears had it almost 2/3 of the game. That's awesome. And that's why I think this was bad, is because we should have put this one away earlier. When you dominate that much of the clock, it just feels like we should have scored more points.
But
and I think
also speaks well about the defense on the other side.
Of course, you're on the road and it's tough. I'm not going to deny that. I'm just saying I feel like the Bears have yet to show this year that they have a killer instinct to put a team away. We've seen them build some leads. I think the Dallas game comes to mind as a game where they didn't let the other team kind of come back, but they didn't do a lot either in the second half of the Dallas game, if I remember correctly. This is a game where I would have liked to have seen them just one time, just get one more score and go up by double digits and make this a 2-possession game in the fourth quarter. And then you put your defense in an even better position and you don't let J.J. McCarthy get hot on that last drive and take the lead. I mean, this was a scary situation. I don't want to lose sight of that.
It was.
So I really hope that over the course of the final 7 games for the Bears, they are able to find this killer instinct. even just before the end of the season, whether they make the playoffs or win the division or what, like I want them to find this killer instinct. I think that's more important for the future of Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson's franchise here that they're building than anything.
Also, the up and coming games are going to be a little bit tougher. Therefore, making that adjustment for the killer instincts will be more beneficial.
100%. All right. Well, we got to talk about a little bit of ugliness before we get out of here. And I chose to focus on a couple things this week. One was the officiating.
No.
We lose the penalty battle here. 6 penalties for 40 yards to the Vikings, 2 penalties for 15 yards. I mean, a pretty clean game all around, if you want to be honest. Like 8 total penalties in this game.
That's less than the Bears get it sometimes in the game.
I know. That's an improvement for sure. However, the refs missed a blatant face mask call here against the Vikings. And this was a 15-yarder too. This was not an accident. This was like a holding on for dear life. Like, I got it. I'm not letting go. And he did it right in front of the ref. If you see it, like he's just standing here in the background. It's an awful call,
Yeah.
and it just, we see so many missed calls nowadays. And then we see the opposite too, where we see too much penalties. We're going to talk about that on our Week 11 roundup.
Okay.
We're going to be posting that separately, but Eagles and Lions fans will probably know what I'm talking about right now. Anyways, I just want to say that was a bad missed penalty, and it's really angering when it happens to your team in a difficult spot on the road, and that should have been 15 yards for us. So, and then you look at the 40 yards to their 15, and if they get that 15-yarder added, it's 40-30. It's a little bit closer on the penalty side too. They almost cancel each other out. So, I just want to point that out. That was ugly to me that call got missed. But even uglier, Nika, was this win for the Bears.
It was an ugly win.
This was an ugly win. I don't know how this cannot be categorized as one.
Win is a win. Come on.
It is. I mean, and you don't apologize for winning ugly on the road in the NFL. You never do that. But I can't help walk away from this game saying like, holy crap. We were the way better team in this game. We almost had the ball 2/3 of the game. We dominated, at least time of possession and first downs and yardage and all, and yet we barely win the game. It does, and it just shows you how tough it can be sometimes to win on the road. And I wrote down here, you just got to move on to the next one now, and kind of not dwell on like the ugliness of this win, and just be like, "Woo, we won." There's a picture of Caleb and Ben Johnson kind of smiling each other after the game. And everyone's taking it as this like, oh, Caleb and Ben Johnson are bonding. It's so great. No, I think they were looking at each other being like, damn, can you believe we got out of here with the win?
It's like, phew, we made it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, wow,
it could
everybody.
Have been totally different
it could have been a totally different result. We could have been having a different conversation this week. We could have been dwelling on this completion percentage. We could have been dwelling on, how the hell this happened again after it happened on Monday Night Football to the same team and what is going on and yada, yada, yada. But instead, we get to talk about something else, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming to town and whether or not Aaron Rodgers will be with them or not. I have heard this morning, it's a good thing we waited till Tuesday, everybody. I have heard this morning that Aaron Rodgers does indeed have a fracture in his left wrist, his non-throwing hand. His status going forward is uncertain. So
they don't want to say one way or the other.
Saying right now whether or not he intends to play. Now, they're not going to be able to hide this forever all week. We saw what happened with the Ravens when they tried to do this shit with Lamar Jackson a few weeks ago against the Bears, and look where that got them. So, nevertheless, that does change how the Bears prepare because they might have to prepare for 2 different quarterbacks in this game Sunday. I would be sad if Aaron Rodgers missed this game, to be honest, because it is his last rodeo, all in likelihood, and, he has a special kind of relationship with the Bears. And no offense, I wanted to beat his ass one time before he hung him up. Just once, because I feel like we never freaking beat this guy. He always beat us, and then he always did it at the end of games. And, I just thought because this Bears team is rolling a little bit and they've been coming from behind so much, wouldn't it be nice to just return the favor one time and beat his ass in the last 2 minutes of a game? And so,
well, we might never know if he doesn't play.
We will never know, but we will probably know a lot more by Friday, which is when we're going to be back on these mics talking Bears again, everybody. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Chicago Bears post-game victory Tuesday edition against the Minnesota Vikings, our first divisional win of 2025 and our pleasant entry back into first place where we belong in the NFC North. That's right. I said it, Packer fans. I said it, Lions fans. It's where we belong.
Whoa.
Whoa.